like, they show it to you, and then they pour it. You're supposed to swirl it. Look at
cares? No one cares.
These are legs.
Isn't that red wine?
I don't know. Cheers. Welcome to Bad Girlfriends. I'm Janessa.
I'm Dana.
And today, we are throwing it back.
Ooh.
Well, yeah, it's going to get weird somehow. I know it is, but...
It always gets weird.
I feel like a lot of you out there are really going to resonate with this one. I was thinking one day, actually listening to someone else's conversation about how they were growing up and how it was weird.
Were they talking to you, or are you eavesdropping?
I was totally eavesdropping, yeah. I love people watching.
I know.
People say some crazy shit.
I know, you should see her face when she's eavesdropping.
I do like to eavesdrop, and one time we were at a friend's party. We were like the plus ones.
We were the plus fives.
And there wasn't enough seats next to each other, so I was sitting like one or two away, but I was right next to this whole trio that was having very weird and interesting conversation. I couldn't help but listen.
This was all we saw from across the bonfire.
It was a lot.
We started doing it back to her, and she didn't even realize it. And we thought she was doing it back to us, so we were all just looking at each other like this.
Because when I hear someone say some crazy shit and I'm not in the combo, I'm like, all of a sudden the Botox in my face just disappears and my emotions...
She has emotions again.
Right on my face. Either way.
Anyway, so you're eavesdropping.
I was eavesdropping. And the question is, what's something from your childhood that was your favorite thing, but in reality kind of sucked? Like, it makes no sense when you think back.
Kids eat free on Tuesday.
Okay.
At Perkins. My parents would always like, if you're not good, we're not going to kids' night at Perkins. I've been thinking about that for a while. About how my parents, like, bamboozled me into free kids' night. Acting like it was some reward, and you get, like, a sundae that looks like a clown. Like, no.
No. So parents, you're just out there colluding against us so that you can get free...
I get it, Tell me why we do that, though. We'd be like, should we all go to Perkins on Tuesday? Except it would be Chili's.
As long as there's liquor involved, I will come hang out with you and your kids. So
pretend one's mine to get them in for free, too.
Fuck yeah, they're...
You know? We're real
Invite
ones.
us, we'll help you save money.
Help you help us.
But, like, you're buying our drinks.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
There's no around that.
Cheers.
Cheers.
I'll cheers to that. I know this happened to you. What the fuck with the light going on in the car? Like, you couldn't turn the light on or turn the mirror down so that the light came on when your parents were driving, because then the police would pull you over.
Yeah.
The amount of times my mom would flip out to, like, she's a great actress for this one. She's like, oh my gosh, the police, they're gonna find us. And I'd be like, oh my god, turn the light off. Like, it was bad.
Well, then it was, like, bad, too, because it carried over into adulthood when you started driving, because you'd be like, we can't turn the light on, even though you knew it wasn't.
Okay, nowhere in driver's ed did they tell us that. But also at the same time, I never asked while we were in driver's ed if that was an actual thing.
Do you know that we cheated in driver's ed? Our teacher left the answers on his desk.
Amazing.
The day before the test. And this Chris Hager.
Shout out, Chris.
Thanks, Chris. Got my driver's permit because of you. Copied all the answers down and gave them to everybody. And we all, like...
Okay, that's
cheated.
like...
We all knew the answer to the test.
Respectfully, that's like Robin Hood giving back to the poor. Like, in that sense... Thank you. If you get the answers to the test, you should share with the rest of your class. And if you don't, you suck as a fellow classmate.
I will say this, to be fair, we took like a 2-week driver's ed course in the summer. If we didn't pass that test, what were we doing?
So back in high school, I can admit this now. In high school, Lexi and I happened to be in a few classes together. We had this one teacher, and she was the nicest woman ever. She didn't pay attention for shit. Literally take the paper and hand it to her. Once I finished the test, just hand it to her and wait for her to copy it. Change a few things, so everyone always got like a little bit different of a grade. But yeah, no one realized.
People used to pay me to write their papers in high school.
That's amazing.
It depended on what grade you wanted, is how much I charged.
Amazing.
If you want a C, it's like $20. If you wanted a B, $50. If you wanted an A, like $100, but I also needed to know what kind of a student you were, because I can't just give you an A when you're a C student.
That's not going to make sense. You're going to get caught. Be smart about it if you're going to cheat on papers. That honestly, going to high school, that was mostly what people got caught for.
Cheating? Yeah,
because the teacher would be like, low-key the teacher was saying, you're too stupid to write this paper. They'd be like, this is language you don't normally use. And that's how you knew they were like, someone wrote it for you.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
That's what happened every time.
I would look at previous papers and I would just write down a better version of their shitty paper for a different book.
That is so smart. About you running your like underground school business.
When I was in college,
Paper business.
I used to, at the frat house, I used to buy 2 packs of cigarettes, one for me and one if someone wanted one, and I would charge people $1.
Talk about an entrepreneur.
I really was an entrepreneur at a young age.
Something from my childhood that I thought about that it was way too hyped and never really needs to be brought back is an easy bake fucking oven. Hear me out. Here's the thing with easy bake. A, I always burnt myself on them. Didn't matter. Always burnt myself. B, when I was little, I slipped and hit my chin on the table because I was standing on the chair using an easy bake. And then C, first of all, easy bake didn't even taste that good.
No.
So why was it hyped like that?
No.
Like,
I didn't have an easy bake oven because my mom liked to bake.
there we go. 2 types of childhood.
And my grandma did too. My mom was Italian, so like she's like, easy bake oven. What? No. Easy bake oven was not allowed in our house.
That's crazy. You missed out on the whole terrible tasting. Like,
because we ate real brownie batter mix.
Well, now I'm a little sad. I'm a little depressed.
Easy bake oven. Well, that's okay.
Either way, doesn't need to be remarketed. I know it's going to pop back up.
Why?
Because, I don't know, because they want to domesticate you at a young age. That's my...
I have a feeling it's not going to pop back up for that exact reason. Like,
really?
Because I feel like that was the point of the easy bake oven. Like, I remember when they had like the cleaning supplies in the house, like the,
Yeah,
like,
can we talk
like,
about these children's
oh,
toys?
yeah, like with the kitchen set and like easy bake oven and
Yeah.
cleaning supplies, like for the girls. And it was always a little girl. Like, why don't little boys learn how to sweep?
Well, now we have different color sets to pick from. And yeah, why don't they learn how to sweep? Because you know what happens when they go to the fraternity? They don't sweep. Fraternities are the dirtiest places I've ever been to and like partied at. I had a best friend in college, and one time he was like, you guys can come pregame at my place. So me and the rest of our friends go over. There was a stack of like clothes and garbage all over his floor, and you had to like, he walked on top of it. And you're like, don't worry about it, just step on it.
So this
What?
my roommate in college was in a frat. One night, I'm driving home from my boyfriend's house, and I see like a blanket on the side of the road. I'm like, what the fuck? Why is there like 2 blocks away?
Okay.
I'm like, why is my boyfriend's roommate's blanket like on the side of the road? But whatever, like didn't think anything of it. I get home, my roommate's home. I'm like, is so and so here? And they're like, no, why? I'm like, because I saw this blanket on the side of the road. And my roommate goes, oh, yeah, I dropped it on my walk home. And I go, your walk home from where? And he goes, well, I stayed at last night, and my boyfriend. And I was like, where? Did you sleep on the couch? Why didn't you wait for me to wake up? I would have just brought you home. And he goes, oh, I came home at like 6 o'clock this morning. I go, you walked home? And he goes, well, I fell asleep at the frat house in the chapter room on the couch, but I like wet the couch. So I flipped over the couch cushions, took off my underwear, grabbed a spare of somebody that lived there's underwear, wrapped myself in his blanket, and walked back to our house. And I go, what the fuck? I go, did you walk home naked? Because that fucking blanket is 2 blocks from our house. And he goes, well, I like walked home in boxers part way. I go, do we need to go get your clothes? He goes, I think they're still in the chapter room. So, you know, it's 3 o'clock in the afternoon at this point. I'm like driving us to the frat. I almost threw up walking in there during late daylight hours and after a party.
That's what I'm saying.
It smelled like throw up. It smelled like stale beer. The floor was sticky, and his clothes were still in the chapter room.
I have a story that's bad. Junior year, we shared a balcony with this frat bros that were like right next door. We always left the back door open. There was like a weird smell coming out of the kitchen. And we're like, what the fuck is that? Well, I start opening at first I'm like, maybe it's just bad food. We take out the trash. No. We go through the cabinets. No. It's still there. And I'm like, guys, it smells like it's coming from the oven.
Did you leave a pizza in there?
Oh, it gets so much worse than that.
No, I don't want to.
Oh, you want to know. So we pull out the oven part. I pull out the oven part with gloves on, thank God. The top's good, but the bottom, like where you would cook the steak or what, the broiler, somebody shit in in the pots and pan sections of like underneath the stove. Yeah, it was human fucking shit. And at first, none of us are thinking, we're like, holy shit, it has to be one of our drunk friends. So we call them over and we're like, look, we think you might have done this because how else could it have gotten there? Like, it had to be you because you were so off the shits. Like, you had to be. It had to be you.
You know who it was for sure?
Well, months later, I think,
You found
back, we left the screen door and the door unlocked to our balcony. One of those frat motherfuckers came in and did it. For sure. It wasn't our friends.
Did you apologize to your friends?
I know, I will apologize on camera right now.
You should, because
So
if
I
somebody
think-
ever accused me of shitting in their oven and it wasn't me, I would feel owed an absolute apology, because what the actual fuck do you think I'm doing shitting in your oven?
No, but that's why we had a whole, like, intervention. We were like, maybe you were drinking too
You
much.
had an intervention.
Bro, we couldn't
Girl,
explain.
I hope that you're well
couldn't
now,
explain.
and I'm so sorry
We're so
that
sorry.
this happened to you, because
About
I
it.
would not be friends with you anymore.
Well, no, I think an intervention was necessary anyway. It was a good thing. Not for the right reasons, but good timing. But it was definitely those frat motherfuckers. So, if you learned nothing else today, lock your back door. Or some dirty little frat
That's
man
not a euphemism.
will
Lock it up.
shit in your stove. That is one of the dirtiest frat stories I have, because I know it was those motherfuckers. Because here's what happened. One of the frat bros was being really honest with me because he was drunk, and he was like, yeah, you guys didn't even realize we would take, like, plants from your house all the time, like, take your pillows and then put them back. You never realized. And that's when it clicked for me that these motherfuckers were coming into our apartment, and one of them
What are they
definitely
doing
did
now?
that.
Do they have some sort of important job?
Oh, probably not. And you know who had to clean everything? Me.
I would have said I'm not doing that.
I threw out everything. One of my roommates at the time was like, maybe we should save a pen. I said, we are not saving anything that touched this fucking stove. Matter of fact, we're not using it the rest of the year.
It's like when those cats shit in my room. I was like, we're rolling it up and throwing it out.
Tell them what the little demons did to you.
So, I love you, Lexi. I love you. I do love your cats, Jekyll and Hyde. One night, where me and Janessa and our friend Noah are all out, like, having a good time.
Amazing time.
We're raiding 7-Eleven, like we do.
Doing great
You
things.
know, like living our best life. I get in my room, and I'm like, what the fuck? So I'm in there, and I'm like, what the fuck is that smell? And I'm like, looking around, and I look on my bed, and I go, what the fuck? And I'm like, Janessa!
I have never heard her. The only time she would use my full government name in the tone that she did, I was like, oh my gosh, she must be. I really thought you were sick or
Or, like,
something.
dead.
I thought something bad had happened. I run and I'm like, are you okay?
And I'm like,
Dana is crisscross applesauce, like, on the edge of her bed.
and I go,
Just-
look what these motherfuckers did. They shit and pissed all over my bed. Like, all over my bed. Through my sheets, through my comforter. Shit everywhere. Both of them. It smelled like a litter box in there. And I'm like, let's just, I don't know what to do. And she goes, nope. And she helps me, like, literally roll it all up. We're rolling it all. Sheets, comforter,
Everything.
pillow. I think one of my pillows got in there.
I have
And
never seen her go devil so fast.
I think I just saw red. We
You
put it in a
did.
big garbage bag, and, like, I was like, I'm like this on our patio. I'm gonna murder those fucking cats. I'm gonna fucking murder them. And I'm texting Lexi.
Honestly.
I'm not that mad. Well, I'm a little mad. Actually, you know what? I'm fucking irate. This is disgusting. What the fuck, Lexi? Meanwhile, she's at work, and it's just like, like from me, like,
Yeah.
text. And I'm like on my 8th cigarette, like, this is fucking bullshit. I'm nothing but nice to those cats. And like,
That was I'm sorry. It was the cutest but saddest part because poor Dana could not come to reasoning why the cats did it to her because she was like, all I do is I feed them when she's not home. I'll take care of them for her if she's not here. Like, I'm a good person. I don't know why they did this to me. And all I could say to you, 'cause I understood. I was like, they're just cats. And I was like, I know that doesn't help.
And I go, no offense, the cats are assholes. They don't give a fuck that they did this to me. At least a dog would know they did something wrong. These cats don't give a fuck about me.
It's one thing if they're yours, yeah, you're going to be upset, but you have to you have
Yeah.
to deal with it. If it's your roommates,
And it wasn't Lexi's fault.
It wasn't, but in the
I was,
moment-
but I was so.
you're going to blame your roommate because that's their pet.
fast forward a week later, Alex found me a new mattress,
Fair.
and it came in a box. So me and Janessa and Claudia are lit.
We're having
Like,
a great night.
lit. Like,
We were bonding.
yeah, we were. What were we even doing that night? Just drinking at the house or drinking out?
No,
and
we
then,
were
I think
out.
we went to dinner or something.
Yeah, we went home and we decided we needed to do something. We needed to take action.
So it's me, Janessa, and Claudia lifting my old mattress out of our building and discarding of it. I'm not going to say where. I'm not going to say how. I'm not going to say, well, we carried it, but I'm not going to say the specifics. My friend told me you're supposed to call someone. I'm not fucking
Not
calling
calling
anyone. No.
No.
First of all, enough people sleep on mattresses on the sidewalk. Someone will find it.
Yeah, and I did clean it so that it at least didn't smell while
Yeah,
I
it
was sitting
smelled
there.
like 409 or whatever she is. So, but we
Mr.
looked
Clean.
like we were hiding evidence because the three of us are like 1, 2, 3, lift, and then we're like walking out like 1,
Yeah.
2, 3, lift. 3 o'clock in the morning, lit as
If
fuck.
anyone saw us, they would have thought
I would have called the police.
They
I
would have
would have called
thought
the police.
we were committing a murder. But we eventually we got the new mattress in. So the
Yeah.
cool thing about Amazon, they package it so tightly, vacuum sealed, that it comes in just a huge box.
In like a cylinder.
Once we opened it,
It was like,
yeah, both of us.
it was actually very
Quite
magical.
amazing. Yeah, I said, what? We were so surprised. We were like,
All three of us were like, oh my god.
so how's it holding up though?
I love it.
All
It's
right.
great.
See?
It's great. I love it. We'll link it in the bio.
Link down below if you need a new mattress. God forbid your roommate's cats
Oh my god.
shit on your bed as well. We got you.
It was so funny. I was trying to not be mad either, and here's how I picture it. First of all, Jekyll is the shit stirrer. He's the one that has all the plans, and Hyde is his little minion.
He's the brains.
He's the brains behind the operation. So they had just gotten a new litter box, and they didn't like it. So I already know this is what Jekyll did. Jekyll said, fuck that litter. Or Hyde goes, I like the new litter box. I think it's great. And Jekyll goes, fuck that litter box. You know what? Dana left her door open. Let's tell him how much we hate that litter box. Let's go shit in her bed. And I'm sure Hyde was like, no, Jekyll, let's not. Like, that's not nice. And then Jekyll was like, no, let's go. Jekyll shits in my bed. Hyde shit right after him. I know that's
For
what
a
happened.
fact.
I know it for a fact.
They definitely conspired against Dana for no reason. They were conspiring against Lexi, but they went through Dana to get back at their own mother. Speaking of, wait, what is it called?
It's called Monsters.
Monsters on Netflix.
It's on Netflix.
Bruh. Highly, highly recommend. I'm not done with it. You got further than me.
I'm only one episode out of you.
That shit is
Actually,
wild. Wild.
Also, Ryan Murphy, why do you have to make everything so gay and hot?
That is a great way to not give anything away and say this. Yes.
I love it. I can't wait for you to do Ed. For Charlie
And I
Hunnam to be
know-
Ed Gein. He's the one that would wear people's skin. He's from
Oh,
Wisconsin. He's from
oh
La Crosse, Wisconsin.
God, okay.
Charlie Hunnam is playing him. The guy from Sons of Anarchy, Jax. He's playing Ed Gein. And
They
I will say this. Here's the thing. I fucking love Charlie Hunnam. He's one of my favorite actors because I think he's so hot, and we have the same birthday. I never watched Sons while it was on. I binged it when it was on Netflix, so I fell in love with him after the fact, like after everything. Like people were like, "You're late to the game." I'm like, "Am I though? Am I?"
I actually like when it's completely.
But now he's playing Ed Gein. So yesterday I said to Lexi, "Do you think Charlie Hunnam playing Ed Gein is gonna make me love him less or Ed Gein more?"
More.
And yeah, that's what Lexi said. Lexi says you're gonna think Ed Gein is so hot after this.
No, honestly.
And I'm gonna be like, yes, wear my skin.
No, there's nothing
I
wrong
love you,
with
Charlie
this.
Hunnam.
Promise you, she's totally sane. It's fine. She's not gonna do it to anybody. Yet. I will say this though. Stop casting these fucking
Hotties.
as serial killers and psychopaths.
They're so
and
good in the show. They're so
Sociopath.
fucking hot.
They're so hot.
It's like when Evan Peters played Jeffrey Dahmer,
Yeah,
or
what the
Zac
fuck was that?
Efron played Ted Bundy. I mean, why? I'm just gonna
Valid
go on this
points.
little tangent for 1 second.
Let's do it.
Because I love you, Zac Efron, and you did make Ted Bundy look hot, but also bitches. What the I heard Ted Bundy was really charming and he seemed very handsome for the time. But what are you doing?
Wait.
You're telling me that he really pulled a sailboat with a limp arm in the back of his Volkswagen Beetle? Where the fuck did you grow up?
And why would you believe that? It just doesn't. Like,
I'm
every
not saying
part of
anyone
me-
deserves to get murdered. That's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying, it just, you believe that, man?
What was your feral moment this week?
On Sunday, my football team, the Packers, go Pack go,
Go Pack, go!
played the Vikings.
Fuck the
Boo.
Vikings. Fuck the
We
Vikings.
lost, unfortunately, but I took the day off work. I was drunk all day.
Fair.
And at this point, I wasn't going to drive home. I had just accumulated stuff, so I needed to put it in my car. We're putting stuff in my car. I'm talking to my friend. We're walking. We're talking. And all of a sudden, I'm literally in a hole. In a hole. In the sidewalk. I fell
Oh, I feel bad.
into a hole. And I'm so drunk. Probably high. And I'm like, I'm fine. It's fine.
I was
Everything's
gonna say.
fine. And I like get out of the hole. I was wearing leggings. I go, I ripped my leggings though, but like it's fine. I'm fine. I'm like dusting myself off.
It's always fine when you're drunk. It's never fine when you're sober.
No, the
That's
next
the problem.
morning my knee was the size of a softball. You couldn't even tell I had a kneecap.
Ooh.
Even now, you can barely tell I
She
have
still
a
has the
kneecap.
knee brace on.
I'd show you, but I'd have to get up here.
Yeah,
and
I was.
that seems like a bad idea.
I'm not gonna make you do that.
So my fair moment of the week was I fell into a hole.
Cheers to Dana's broken knee. I unfortunately had a whole feral Sunday. I Sunday Fundayed so hard that it was feral. So I'm gonna just share my favorite moment of it with one of my friends. He's talking to me, and I'm like, when I get drunk, I'll never steal someone's things. Like, I would never go over to someone's house and steal like personal items. However, if we're at a bar, I'm gonna steal a plant. I'm gonna steal like some stupid. Well, not my own job. I'm not gonna. Like a decoration. Don't tell. No. You know you like to take plates, so you know what I'm talking about.
First of all, we're not talking about me, and don't say specific items like that.
Either way, my friend's talking to me, and I'm like, kind of want to take this that. Well, like lit. He's like, I don't. How are you gonna even get that up? Mid sentence, whatever it was, had
in
it in
her
my
hand.
hand underneath my arm. I was like, you ready to go?
This bitch like has screwdrivers with her. We were at a once, and she took a record off the wall.
Allegedly.
Allegedly.
I might even.
I don't even know what. I don't even know if it was called. I just know she took a record off the wall.
I took maybe 2 records off 2 walls, but what can I say?
But we don't know what bar it was called.
I was in a feral mode, and I can't apologize for what feral me does until I'm back in that feral state. So if you have any issues with us being drunk, you need to talk to us when we are
I
drunk.
promise we don't have substance abuse
No,
issues.
we literally, all we want you guys to do is stay toxic.
Cheers to that.